Automotive news has just revealed exactly what is going on with Japanese automotive companies in the world's biggest car market. It's really very interesting to see. It's like a slow motion wreck. You can see a big car accident about to happen and you think, but there's nothing you can do. Kind of like in a dream. In a dream, you're trying to run and you're just moving in slow motion. That's the carnage that's happening right now. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to see you. I reported last year that Nissan's debt, they now have more than $50 billion in debt, by the way, has been downgraded to junk. Bit of a concern for a company that is shrinking. If your business is shrinking and if you don't make the product of the future, or at least not many of the product of the future, and your debt has been downgraded to junk, then clearly that's going to be a problem. Now, Toyota, last year, they sold 11 million cars worldwide. Everyone's saying, well, Toyota's doing great. But their sales in China did shrink by 2%. Not a big deal, but considering their sales most other places increased, it is definitely something that Toyota are not very happy about. That said, keep in mind that 50% of Toyota's vehicle production in China, which is a lot, in fact, it's around 2 million vehicles, 50% of those vehicles are not owned by Toyota. It's a 50-50 joint venture partnership. So 50% of the profits that Toyota make from those 2 million cars doesn't go to Toyota. And in fact, Toyota don't manufacture any of their own cars in China. All Toyota vehicles made in China are made by Chinese automotive companies. Anyhow, Toyota said it sold 1.91 million vehicles under the Toyota and Lexus brands in China. So if Toyota was to lose its car sales in China, that would be a huge blow. 2 million sales, or just under 2 million. That's pretty significant to the company. Keep in mind as well, Toyota's EVs are, well, they've been a complete failure in China. The BZ4X, Toyota's first electric car that it sold in China, has been a flop. Toyota have been discounting them at ridiculous prices, $20,000 they're selling for in China, and they're still not really selling. So there's not much demand for Toyota's electric cars, but there is huge demand for EVs in China, just not Toyota's EVs. Now, Lexus sales rose by 3% to 181,000, but Toyota sales fell by around 2.3%. However, in contrast to that, Volkswagen, who have tried much harder to ramp up EV production in China, their sales increased just under 2% to 3.24 million in the country. A lot of people think, oh, well, China's not that important, but if you think about it this way, the Volkswagen Group sold less than 9 million cars. So around 35% of their car sales worldwide were in China, but around 45% of their profits were in China. So the truth is that the Volkswagen Group and many automakers make more profit in China than they do in Europe and in other places around the world. Now, General Motors, their sales have declined pretty significantly by 9% to 2.1 million last year. And that's on the back of falling sales the previous year as well. But Nissan and Honda, well, even worse for them. The two other major Japanese car makers, Nissan and Honda, saw their Chinese sales shrink at a faster pace than both General Motors and Toyota. Nissan said its deliveries slumped by 16% to 793,000, but that's after their deliveries fell by 30% during COVID and a further 30% the year before that. So that means that Nissan is selling less than half the cars now in China than it was only a few years ago. Sales at Honda fell by 10% to just under 1.24 million in 2023. But the thing is, Nissan and Honda's sales in China have actually fallen for 5 straight years. If they continue to fall, well, there's nowhere to go. This is what's happened to Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi declared bankruptcy essentially in China. They've left. They don't plan on coming back. Same thing for Stellantis, for Jeep. The Jeep automotive company declared bankruptcy in China as well. I honestly think it's just a matter of time before most legacy car manufacturers leave China. And the key reason is this. none of them rank in the top 20 automotive brands for EV sales in the country. And EVs clearly are the future. I believe that this year, around 50% of Chinese car sales will be electric cars. Only a very small percentage of those will be manufactured by legacy auto. They're simply a product that Chinese consumers are not interested in. Are Chinese consumers not interested in EVs? Absolutely, they're not interested in EVs manufactured by legacy auto. They're interested in EVs manufactured by Chinese car companies and Tesla. Thanks for watching.